Hey, what's going on? So, I'm going to go over a couple of the healthy ways to take in psilocybin mushrooms or magic mushrooms. And these ways are important to know because how you intake the medicine can often predict the type of experience that you're going to have, or at least affect it in a pretty significant way. And the ways that it can affect it can be it can prevent nausea if you take it a certain way, or some people get sick if you take it a certain way. Some people have allergies to specific species of mushrooms and those types of things. And so I'm going to go over all the different ways to take in mushrooms that are really effective at having a profound experience and also a seamless journey. And so, start off, there's always just the fresh mushrooms, right? This would be like a fresh psilocybin mushroom, doesn't necessarily have to be dried yet. Whenever mushrooms are fresh and they're a psilocybin species, they're much more potent because mushrooms naturally oxidize in the drying process. And as that psilocybin oxidizes, it lowers its potency. And so, the strongest mushroom that you're going to be able to find and experience is going to be a fresh mushroom. Although there are some downsides to that because mushrooms, whenever they're fresh, have a lot of water in them, which increases the flavor, which can be harder and more difficult to just uptake a larger amount of actual fruiting body. And also, if there was any contaminants in that water, um, then like from the substrate, then those contaminants can be in your body. And so, also a dried mushroom is much easier to digest than a fresh mushroom. And so, those are some of the like upsides and downsides of a fresh mushroom. The most common way to consume mushrooms is through just dried fruiting body, which is just the dried up mushroom material. And the upsides of this is probably one of the most easiest ways to access mushrooms. And it's also a downside because that plant or that fruiting body has a material called tannin in it, and that tannin can be difficult to digest. And so I'll move on to the next way of taking in mushrooms, and that's going to be like through extractions. That's whenever you extract the psilocybin from the fruiting body and often other alkaloids that can affect your trip. And this way, you don't have the tannin from the fruiting body, which really helps a lot of people because whenever you first take in mushrooms, you usually feel a little bit of light feeling of nausea, and some people have this intense feeling of nausea, and sometimes people can even throw up on an experience because of the way that it affects digestion and the way it upsets your stomach for a short period of time. For most people, that period passes, and a great way to bypass that is to just have a psilocybin extract or psilocin extract from the fruiting bodies. And that extract usually comes in the form of powder, comes in goo, or comes in liquid. And the downside of this, it's not as easy to access. You don't always know anyone or someone that either like has the process to extract it or the equipment or etc. And so it's a little bit more difficult to access, but still a great way to take in mushrooms or at least the psychedelic effects of mushrooms without having to consume the fruiting bodies. And this is a little bit easier way to take in that psilocybin without the tannin or the actual fruiting mass, and that would be to either have there's a tech called lemon tech where you can basically extract the psilocybin from the mushroom, and other alkaloids that get extracted with that as well. And you can also make mushroom tea, which extracts the psilocybin, and then you can just consume that tea and then have the psychedelic effects, and you don't have to consume that fruiting body, which causes problems for some people. Some people aren't really that affected by it, so it's not much of an issue. But those are two really simple ways, lemon tech and through just preparing tea with the mushroom bodies in there and then extracting the bodies and then drinking the tea. And so you can Google those and kind of look at how to get that done. And there's also, beyond just the extracts and the teas, You can also get gummies, chocolates, consumables, like edible products, usually online through like retailers or through an underground network where you can experience, the psychedelic effects of mushrooms. And usually through those candy bars or those gummies, they're using some sort of extract of the mushrooms, and that way you can consume the psilocybin with a better flavor. It's like often easy to uptake. It's easy to sort of control your dose. With every round of mushrooms for a mushroom farmer, every single genetic reproduction of as a mushroom grows creates a different potency of psilocybin. So whenever they make consumables, they often do COAs, which is certificate of authorization, basically saying how much of this active is in this, gummy or chocolate. And so they're able to get dosing dialed in pretty closely with consumables. And so it's a great way to consume like a very clear amount. So you want to do 4 grams, like in a mushroom bar, you can pretty much guarantee that you have a 4 grams in that bar or something close to it. And anytime that you have a sealed consumable product, you often have a longer shelf life as well with that product. And so your psilocybin will last longer, which is great. And so that is the general kind of overview of different ways to take in psilocybin and have a profound experience or have really beneficial effects through therapeutic microdosing. So hope you enjoyed this and have a great day.